What's up? It's your man right here, you know what I'm saying? A.D.S. The Shadow King A.D.S. hitting you up with another good message. You know what I'm saying? I just want to touch bases with everybody as I'm getting done doing the good work for the day, helping people in the community as I'm out here trying to do my part and add some substance to the conversation, to these video clips, and put my time in and actually try and make some effort for not, for everybody. Not saying that I'm the godsend or the be all end all. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I like to do my part and contribute. At least I'm trying to do something constructive and positive. And right now, what I want to touch on is the energy that you could feel sometimes in the air with people that you've even known for a long time, either that you've known for a long time or people that you just met and they haven't been in your life that long. But you'll notice sometimes a pullback, especially when you're working with each other on a project or something, and you'll get this silence. And that silence to me says that there's some kind of preconceived notion most of the time. And those things often are false, and they're fabricated by the person that's coming up with the issue. And it's a lack of communication. I don't want you to feel upset or offset by anything like that in your path, because it has nothing to do with what you came to do. A lot of times you'll have people who hold the keys to situations, something like that, and they'll try to hold that over your head. And I got news for you. That just means that you're more powerful than they would like to admit, than some people would like to admit. So you should know that. Don't get upset. Don't waste your 100%. It's like watching a playoff game or something, and you see the player get into it with the referee or something to that nature. Now, they would have had 100% to finish that game, but instead they gave the referee 15%. Now you working on 85%. What you gonna do? We needed 100%, you giving 85 now. And that's from feeding in to the negative quotient that these other individuals probably were feeding into just prior to dealing with you. All right, so the best thing you could do in that scenario is hope people come around to a healthier state of being and consciousness, and get rid of all the sicknesses and things that hold them back. So with that, you can never really make up your own never make up your own narrative like that. See, because then you're doing the same thing. You're going around in circles. You're chasing your own tail, and it's going to drive you insane. Not only that, just like I shared in a previous video, that you're going to burn all your bridges for no reason. And the person's arrogance may not think that's a big deal, and hopefully they'll be okay. But most of the time it ends in shambles and a lot of spinning wheels in mud, so to speak, figuratively speaking, where they'll use a lot of energy and not go anywhere, or overstep their bounds somewhere else, and they'll burn that rope too, and that bridge as well. So I just wanted to put that out there. Keep your energy good. If there's anything you're ever worried about, bring it up in the point of rational a conversation, experienced conversation. Bring it up in a mature state of being. Don't approach things off balance. Always remember the principles, which I'm going to share in another one. But you put out what you want to give. And if you like dealing with drama and attitudes, then you can give that all day. But if you don't like dealing with drama, attitude, lack of progress, then you shouldn't probably harbor those type of feelings or mentality towards the world or others. Just slows you down. And I just wanted to keep that 100 with you. I wanted to share that message. You see the drama on the floor, you leave it where you found it, and you keep stepping to your goal. Don't worry about if they want to become haters. What you gonna do? When you get your mind made up, you get your mind made up, right? So what you gonna do? Other than that, if you never had bad feelings towards someone, there's no need to start having bad feelings. Most of that stuff is governed by fear, and it's pushed by fear and anxiety, and it's the uncertainty of the situation, which most of the time people don't have much to worry about. But the fear and not facing it will eat at you, and then it will grow and fester and become something when it really was nothing to worry about in the first place. Or another point to add to that, people like to suck other people into their drama. In other words, they'll talk to you about a situation, about someone else, and these are things to avoid, like by all costs. If you can, by any means, try as much as you can to avoid it. I've been in these situations myself, and I try as much as possible to avoid it, because it's useless to you, really. You know what I'm saying? It's really that individual's issue. Whatever they need to work out, they need to do that on their own, with their own devices, with that individual. And so they try to pull you in on an opinion, while they're the initial person with the disagreement, and then you know what they're gonna do, right? They're going to turn around and say that you were the one that came up with all the nonsense. It's kind of narcissistic and also cowardly, which they will have an ego, and they felt like that ego wasn't fed, and then they turn around and dish off their dirt onto you. See? So that's why you stay away from them. They're called psychic vampires. Those are people that rob you of your strength. That's one of the things that they'll use as a trait, is manipulation, and to use your good energy that they asked you for, and then try to turn it around and act like you're the one with the bad energy so they can look better. See that? That's narcissism. That's sociopathic narcissism, because it was done to them too. It's a practice of foulness that was pushed off onto them, and now they're trying to push it off onto you. Notice the same technique is done as a pure manipulation when you deal with certain mass media conduits, certain individuals that would like to pump a certain narrative into the mainstream to have your opinion form in a certain way or another to make themselves look better. Start the problem, be the solution to the problem, double dealing on both sides of the fence, called the Joker, right? They said these guys, and the ancient description calls them the jokers, right? The tricksters. One side they look this way, other side they look the other way, but it's the side of the same coin. It's manipulating you to have to gain your trust when they're the ones that did you in the first place, and they did you in out of fear that you would correct the course, and you would be the one to correct the course instead of them. You know, and you can also see that, you know what, I'll show you another one. If you never noticed this truck going by, but if you never noticed this, there was a push for artist rights in the music industry some years ago, in the late 90s into the early 2000s. Some of you were too young, you weren't even born yet, but I was in the game and I was making things happen. Now, what these guys did, they had Lars, the drummer from Metallica, they had all these artists and people speaking up. These were the times of Napster and what was that other thing called? There was a Kazaa and all that stuff, and you could iMesh, and you could download songs and music and everything. And so it was bootlegging supreme, right? And these labels, what they said was, these artists are getting robbed and we're getting robbed of valuable money. While there's a shred of truth to it, the reality was the digital age is when they created the DART Act 2s for digital recording, okay? Now, they didn't have control over that technology. The internet was just still evolving, and it still is. I'm telling you, there's more stuff changing. It's gonna come with the internet. They're gonna break it into tiers. They're gonna streamline it. But anyway, it's because the sloppy is throwing up on you right now. But anyway, these guys started a big stink about how these people were stealing and all this stuff, and they weren't making any money. Now, the only reason they said that is because they didn't have control of the situation. So what did they do? They started an argument. Now, when they got us involved and all the artists signing that paperwork and everything, say, yeah, push for our rights and all this stuff, guess who was left out in the cold? In the end, you see what they did, right? They made deals with all the major corporations and streaming platforms and stuff, shut everybody else out that had their back. And now what are they doing? Taking more of a share from everybody's pocket, doing all those things. Now, if you're an independent artist, you know what streams are worth. Trash. So there you go. It's another example of the backhanded representation of being on your side. You know what I'm saying? And you could see how shady and treacherous that energy can become. So it's best not to entertain that energy. And when it comes your way, leave it be. Let it go on, and you keep doing your thing, though. That's what you came to do. There is, like I said, there's always a shred of truth to everything. But the advantage for you is that you could reach anybody you want to these days. It's a beautiful world and a beautiful place with a bunch of beautiful people in it. And we just got to be out here to do what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be the best artist of all times. I don't need to do all that. But what I do need is to connect with you and know that I'm making some kind of contribution or a difference. And that makes me happy. That makes me feel good. I've had people tell us that our music, with the Almighty Grind, the band I sing for, I've had people tell us that our music helped them get through war times while they were in Afghanistan. I've had people tell me that they were down and out, but the song pulled them out of a slump otherwise. You know what I'm saying? I've had people tell me that there were inspirational pieces of music that we got to share with people that helped them through times. And to me, that is the prize. No Oscar or Grammy or anything could ever do that for you. No one will ever come up to you and say, you helped me when I was down. You saved my life. You helped me. I'm pursuing my dream now. I'm on my course now. I don't deal with haters no more. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it comes down to, because we know what we're all soldiers of a higher cause. So I am. And I'm here just to touch down with you so you can see your boy, see your man out here representing every day, doing positive things. I just got done helping a wonderful person of the community, and now I'm getting at you working overtime. Why? Why would I do that? I'm not getting paid to do this part. Man, you must be out your mind. But why would I do that? Because it matters. You know what I'm saying? It really matters. So, with that being said, man, I'm just glad to share the time with you. You know what I'm saying? It's your man, again, A.D.S. the Shadow Presence. You know what I'm saying? Paradise on earth in the shadows. That's the truth. King A.D.S. or A.D.S. all the same. Get with me. King A.D.S. music. King A.D.S. joints. Let's rock. All right, peace.